Hi everybody, here with a video to help you get organized on Wednesday. As you'll have seen from my email, I won't be attending class myself, and but you will still have a fair amount of things to do. First, you will have a test that's due at 10 a.m. Don't forget that one. You only get to miss one all semester, so make sure you don't make that first one. And then second, you have to find the classroom, which for Sci 329 I believe is correct. And you have to find your group. Shouldn't be too much of a challenge for you. Table 1 is the table directly in front of the instructor's podium. Table 2 is across and back a little bit from it. So it's the first table on your left as you enter the door. And after that, the tables alternate. Table 3 will be back against the window wall. Table 4 will be over close to where the door opens from the interior hall. 5 against the wall, 6 in the back corner. Directly opposite in the room from the instructor podium, and table 7, the back table, directly in front of the instructor's podium. So sit down, meet, someone capture the names of those people who are there, or actually the people who aren't there for me. And you'll be turning that in, and I'll be making sure those folk don't get credit for work you do. But I fully expect everyone to be there. Probably will be, with this course and an elective, there'll probably be a little bit of churn between now and next week, but I think almost all of you will be settled in and where you need to be. Okay? So after you've gotten to know each other a little bit, you will be starting to prepare for, and you'll need to do a fair amount of preparation for an assignment that's going to be due on Friday night. I will be back in the classroom on Friday night. If you have any questions, or if you had a class with me before, you know that I devote at least one day a week to me consulting and you working. So you'll be sitting with your group and completing your first assignment. Okay, so what is that first assignment? Well, the first assignment is to evaluate as many of Sears' marketing channels, internet marketing channels, as you can. If you've been following the news at all, you'll know that Sears is day to day right now, literally. The judge is allowing one of the executives of the company to try to put together enough money to buy some of the stores, and then Sears is gone. And if you talk to your parents, when your parents were about your age, odds are pretty good Sears was important in their life. Up through the mid-'80s, Sears was the dominant retailer in the world. Walmart knocked them off that throne first, and then Amazon finished them off over the last decade or so. And you know, an important part of retail, and one of the pioneers of retail, is very close to not existing. You will be looking at their internet marketing channels, and by evaluate, you'll be saying, you know, this is part of the reason they failed. I'll give you my biased opinion. It's absolutely. I mock their website just about every semester. So what do you have to do before you start your assignment? And basically you have a ton of content here. With most of my lesson plans, you'll have significantly more content than you need to do the assignments. In fact, as we open up this first one, I think, yeah, this is the first one already opened. Here is one description of internet marketing channels. You'll probably be making some adjustments to this. You might want to add a few things. You might have a couple of things you won't look at. But let's talk about how you might divide things up and get ready to come in on Friday and complete the assignment. And some of our assignments, by the way, will be easily divisible. Some will be assignments that you kind of have to work with each other on. This is one of those that happens to be pretty easily divided up. So I'll kind of start here with a website, and I'm being asked to evaluate a website. So, one good place to start is criteria to evaluate a website. Okay, so what I'm asking you to do, I'm not giving you those criteria. It'd be nice if I could type. And you'll see a whole bunch of people who give you a list of things that help you decide if it's a good or a bad website. Find one you like, find one you're comfortable with, find one you think might even better than that. Let's do criteria to evaluate a e-commerce website, which everyone is one of the big failures Sears had is failing to develop a strong e-commerce. So you might find some things here. So as you okay, help. Yeah, I'm uploading something in this class, so let me get this guy moved over. And you'll probably see why I'm not capable of standing in front of a class. My mind is a little bit fractured right now. So starting again, you'll look at this list. For what I just did, the criteria to evaluate, you'll be able to do for each of these. Okay. When you get to search engine marketing, though, you're going to do it a little bit differently, or I would do it a little bit differently. I would plug in the products that Sears is most famous for and say something like buy lawnmower. Okay. And let's see how Sears does. So I see Home Depot, I see Walmart, I see a whole bunch of local places, more Walmart, more Amazon, Sears, which even as recently a year ago doesn't appear. Okay, so as you're talking about a search engine strategy, I'd plug in maybe a dozen or so categories, take a look at them. Part of search engine these days is money, but this is theoretically those websites that give most value to consumers, and even Craftsman, which used to be Sears, is appearing, but Sears sold Craftsman. They don't even own Craftsman anymore. Okay, so that's a couple of them. With social media marketing, I would probably divide that into at least 3 different areas. I would have someone look at their Facebook page. I would have someone check their Twitter and Instagram. Content marketing would require going back to the website, and I might as well open the website briefly here. And seeing what real content there is on here. Is there something when I go here that I can actually learn? Is there, if I'm getting ready to start doing mattresses, do they do something to help educate me on mattresses, for example? Is it email marketing? Again, pretty simple. I'm going to put on here, join Sears email marketing list. And here you have sign up for email promotions. I would go, I would not give them my own email. I'd go to Google or Yahoo and set up a disposable email account. You name it something like assignment, class assignment. And you'll get at least the initial email from them, and take a look at it and evaluate it. Once again, evaluate, to evaluate, commercial email, and you'll find all kinds of data available. So, most of the time these days, asking the question is all we need to do to find someone who can help us get started in organizing our answers. Mobile marketing is simply picking up your phone and going to Sears.com and seeing if it works and seeing how well it works. It can also be useful. It can also be useful to you to go to the leading e-commerce company, Amazon, and compare how Amazon works on the small screen compared to how Sears works on the small screen. And finally, may or may not find anything here. Yeah, I take it back. You can find a bunch of them. And, I'll give you a little bit more of a hint. If you've gotten this far in listening to the video, I'll have a little award for you. Sears started out, or for way back in the earliest 20th century, by having the widest range of products available of any major retailer, and they did it through their catalog that's in this huge, giant, probably 3.5 or 4-inch thick catalog, in which they sold just about everything. And I would challenge anyone to tell me how this, for example, differs at all from the ad they would have had in that 1930s catalog. In other words, with this incredibly interactive, intelligent opportunity through the web to develop relationships with customers, the best Sears can do when they're doing their ads is cut a piece of their catalog out and stick it here. So, yeah, I think there are reasons why Sears won't be around much longer. They're a very poorly managed company, and it shows from beginning to end. Okay, so starting on Wednesday, tomorrow, meet, greet, exchange information, divide up content, bring those pieces back on Friday. And Friday will be a day when we begin something we do most of the semester, either on Friday or occasionally on Wednesday, when some of our content is not going to be able to be completed in the classroom. We have something called learning by objectives. Your objective is to excuse me, don't have much of a throat here. Your objective here is to evaluate Sears marketing channels. And when you have done so, and when you show me you have done so, and I look at it and I say that it is at least a C plus, I used to say at least a B, but then, every once in a while somebody would end up with a 79, I'd be in trouble. So I'll say I'll look at it and it'll be at least a C plus submission. I'll dismiss you and you'll be free to go. With these Monday, Wednesday, Friday classes, often if your group is kind of working well and clicking and staying ahead and caught up on things, you might well be able to complete your work before Friday, email it to me, and not even bother with having to come in on Fridays. That can be very useful on things like holiday weekends. Okay. So this video, you won't be seeing the same page. You'll be watching this video. It's going to be tucked in between here. I'll be sending an email out shortly telling everyone, yes, you have to have the test. Yes, you have to show up for class on Wednesday and again on Friday. No, I will not be there. I will be at home monitoring email if you have any questions for me. But this is a pretty simple assignment. This is a course I've taught often online, and this is exactly the way I teach it. So as I say when I release you from my lectures and shut up, feel free to learn from this point on.